In a world fraught with geopolitical tensions and shifting alliances, the narrative unfolding between Russia and Ukraine serves as a stark testament to the complexities of modern warfare and diplomacy. The recent escalation of conflict has thrown the global spotlight back onto Eastern Europe, with both nations embroiled in a high-stakes game that has captivated and concerned international observers. The unfolding drama began with a large-scale Ukrainian offensive deep into Russian territory, prompting a swift and severe response from Moscow. Utilizing advanced military technology, including drones and long-range missiles, Ukraine's attack marked a significant escalation in the ongoing conflict. In retaliation, Russia launched an intense counteroffensive, targeting critical Ukrainian infrastructure, particularly gas plants, in the harsh grip of winter. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky confirmed the onslaught, revealing that Russia deployed over 40 missiles and more than 70 military drones in its attacks. This barrage forced Ukraine's state energy company, Ukrenergo, to temporarily suspend power supplies to avert a complete collapse of the energy grid. However, by 9 a.m. on January 15th, local time, power was restored in Kiev. Among the arsenal deployed by Russia were Kas-55 SM missiles, initially developed for nuclear warheads but used here with dummy loads to deceive Ukrainian air defenses, making it challenging to distinguish between real and fake threats. The strikes, orchestrated with precision from bombers stationed in the Volgograd region, employed a mix of ballistic and cruise missiles, including high-speed K-22 or K-32 cruise missiles. These developments occurred on the eve of the inauguration of U.S. President-elect Donald Trump, adding a layer of complexity to the geopolitical landscape. Nikolai Patrushev, a key advisor to Russian President Vladimir Putin, emphasized Russia's steadfast refusal to relinquish territories conquered in Ukraine. He ominously suggested that Ukraine might cease to exist as a sovereign state by 2025 if the conflict continued unabated. Meanwhile, Trump's advisory team acknowledged the intricate nature of the conflict, conceding that a resolution might take months, contradicting Trump's earlier promise of a swift solution upon taking office. Two of Trump's advisors, who discussed the Ukrainian conflict with the president-elect, hinted at a more extended timeline for peace efforts, stretching beyond Trump's initial one-day promise. This extended timeframe aligns with the views of former U.S. Ambassador to Ukraine, John Herbst, who deemed it optimistic even under Kellogg's proposal of a 100-day resolution period. Amidst these diplomatic maneuvers, Russia has sent mixed signals about potential peace negotiations, cautiously welcoming Trump's overtures while dismissing some of his advisors' unrealistic suggestions. This ambivalence comes as Russia consolidates its recent gains on the Ukrainian battlefield, leading observers to speculate that President Putin is in no hurry to reach a ceasefire, possibly aiming to expand Russian control over Ukrainian territories. This intricate web of diplomacy and military strategy is further complicated by the ongoing psychological warfare between the two nations. The Russian Federal Security Service, FSB, recently unveiled an elaborate deception operation, claiming to have thwarted a Ukrainian scheme designed to entice Russian forces to retreat in exchange for a $1 million payout. According to the FSB, this operation not only failed, but was turned to Russia's advantage, revealing Ukrainian troop positions and movements. The FSB described this as a significant victory, casting Ukraine's intelligence operations in a disparaging light. In a related incident, Russian forces reportedly staged artillery and rocket attacks on Ukrainian troop routes, inflicting heavy casualties and material losses. This strategic deception unfolded against the backdrop of the Gagarin coal mines, a location of immense strategic importance for the defense of Gorlovka in the Donetsk region. Here, Ukrainian forces were led to believe they could advance unopposed, only to be met with a prepared Russian defense, thwarting their offensive. The psychological and strategic significance of this operation underscores the broader geopolitical chess game between Russia and Ukraine, where each side seeks to exploit the other's weaknesses while bolstering its own strategic position. Both nations have engaged in campaigns to demoralize the enemy, with Ukraine enacting legislation in 2022 offering rewards to defecting Russian soldiers, including one notable case involving Russian pilot Maxim Kuzminov. Kuzminov defected to Ukraine with an Mi-8 helicopter, receiving a $500,000 reward and asylum in Spain, only to meet a tragic end in early 2024, highlighting the perilous nature of such defections. This ongoing psychological warfare adds a chilling layer to the already fraught relations between the two countries, where misinformation and manipulation are wielded as potent weapons alongside conventional military might. As the conflict continues to unfold, it begs a crucial question for us all. In a world where information is power, how do we discern the truth amid a web of deception? In the age of digital warfare, the battle for hearts and minds is as fierce as the fight on the battlefield, urging us to remain vigilant and informed as we navigate these turbulent times. If you found this analysis insightful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more in-depth investigations into global affairs. The unfolding conflict between Russia and Ukraine is not just a tale of military confrontations and strategic deceptions. It is a complex tapestry woven from the threads of history, politics, and human ambition. At its core, this struggle is about more than territorial gains or military prowess. It's about national identity, sovereignty, and the global balance of power. As we delve deeper into the intricacies of this geopolitical saga, we find a narrative replete with dramatic shifts, unexpected alliances, and the relentless pursuit of strategic dominance. The stakes are high, and the players involved are acutely aware of the long-term implications of their actions. For Moscow, maintaining control over the contested regions in Ukraine is not just a matter of national pride, but a strategic necessity. The territories in question hold significant economic and military value, serving as a buffer zone against Western encroachment. Russia's determination to retain these areas is underscored by its recent military maneuvers and its strategic use of advanced weaponry. These actions are not merely defensive, but are part of a broader strategy to project power and influence across Eastern Europe. On the other hand, Ukraine's resolve to reclaim its sovereign territories is fueled by a deep-seated desire for independence and alignment with Western democratic values. This aspiration is supported by Western allies who view Ukraine as a critical bulwark against Russian expansionism. The support from countries like the United States, which has provided military aid and strategic guidance, underscores the international dimension of this conflict. Yet amidst the clamor of war and diplomacy, the human dimension of this conflict remains a poignant reminder of the cost of geopolitical ambitions. Families are torn apart, communities are displaced, and the specter of uncertainty looms large over those caught in the conflict's crossfire. The humanitarian crisis unfolding in the region calls for a concerted global response to alleviate suffering and foster conditions for peace. As we navigate this intricate geopolitical landscape, it becomes clear that the path to peace is fraught with challenges. The complexity of the conflict, compounded by historical animosities and contemporary power dynamics, makes a swift resolution elusive. The diplomatic efforts spearheaded by various global actors, including the United States, are crucial in mediating a peace process that respects Ukraine's sovereignty while addressing Russia's security concerns. The role of the United States, particularly under the leadership of President-elect Donald Trump, is pivotal in shaping the future trajectory of this conflict. His administration's approach to Russia and Ukraine will set the tone for international diplomatic efforts and influence the broader geopolitical landscape. However, the varying signals from Trump's team, ranging from calls for swift resolutions to more extended timelines, highlight the complexities of crafting a coherent foreign policy amid such multifaceted challenges. This situation presents an opportunity for introspection and strategic recalibration, not just for the United States, but for the entire international community. It calls for a nuanced understanding of the geopolitical realities and a commitment to collaborative problem-solving. The lessons gleaned from this conflict could inform future diplomatic engagements and conflict resolution strategies in other volatile regions. As we continue to monitor the developments in Ukraine and Russia, it is imperative to keep in mind the broader implications of this conflict. It serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of peace and the ever-present potential for escalation. The global community must remain vigilant and proactive in its efforts to prevent further deterioration and to seek pathways to sustainable peace. This unfolding narrative is not just a story of war and diplomacy. It is a reflection of the human spirit's resilience and the enduring quest for justice and self-determination. As we bear witness to these events, let us remain engaged and informed, for the lessons we learn here will shape the future of global relations. If this exploration has resonated with you, consider subscribing to stay updated on this and other pressing global issues. As we delve deeper into the multifaceted conflict between Russia and Ukraine, it is essential to explore the broader geopolitical implications and the lessons that can be drawn from this ongoing saga. At its heart, this conflict is a microcosm of the larger struggle for influence and power in the modern world, where nations vie for strategic advantage amid a rapidly shifting global landscape. The situation in Eastern Europe serves as a stark reminder of the delicate balance of power that defines international relations today. For Russia, the conflict represents a critical juncture in its efforts to reassert its influence over its near abroad and counter the perceived encroachment of Western powers. This ambition is not merely territorial, but is deeply rooted in historical narratives and national identity. The Kremlin's actions are driven by a desire to project strength and maintain a sphere of influence that has been central to its geopolitical strategy for decades. Meanwhile, Ukraine stands at the crossroads of its future, grappling with the dual pressures of asserting its sovereignty and navigating the complexities of international diplomacy. The support it receives from Western allies is a testament to the global stakes involved in this conflict. Ukraine's struggle is emblematic of the broader quest for democratic values and integration into a global order that champions freedom and self-determination. However, the pursuit of these ideals is fraught with challenges as the realities of war and diplomacy collide. The international community's response to the conflict is pivotal in shaping its outcome and setting precedents for future engagements. The role of multilateral organizations, such as the United Nations and NATO, in mediating peace efforts and providing humanitarian aid cannot be understated. These entities must work collaboratively to address the underlying causes of the conflict and foster an environment conducive to dialogue and reconciliation. In this context, the strategic interests of major global actors, particularly the United States, are intricately tied to the resolution of the conflict. The U.S.'s approach to foreign policy under the Trump administration will be scrutinized for its effectiveness in balancing assertive diplomacy with the need for strategic patience. The administration's ability to engage with both Russian and Ukrainian leaders constructively will be a critical factor in determining the success of peace initiatives. As the world watches the unfolding events, it is crucial to recognize the broader implications for global stability and security. The lessons learned from this conflict will inform future diplomatic strategies and highlight the importance of maintaining open channels of communication between rival powers. The potential for miscalculation and unintended escalation remains a constant threat, underscoring the need for vigilance and proactive engagement in conflict prevention. Moreover, the humanitarian dimension of the conflict serves as a poignant reminder of the human cost of geopolitical ambitions. The displacement of communities and the suffering of individuals caught in the crossfire demand a compassionate and coordinated international response. Addressing these humanitarian concerns must remain a priority alongside the pursuit of political and military objectives. This complex tapestry of military, political, and humanitarian elements challenges us to rethink traditional approaches to conflict resolution. It calls for innovative solutions that prioritize dialogue, mutual understanding, and respect for national sovereignty. As we continue to analyze the developments in Russia and Ukraine, let us remain committed to fostering a global environment where peace and cooperation prevail over conflict and division. In conclusion, the ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine is more than a regional dispute. It is a critical test of the international community's ability to navigate complex geopolitical challenges. As we reflect on the lessons of this conflict, let us ask ourselves, how can we build a world where diplomacy triumphs over discord and where nations work together to address shared challenges? If you found this exploration thought-provoking, we invite you to like and subscribe for more in-depth analyses of global issues that shape our world.